Welcome to Into the Woo, a wellness podcast hosted by Alice Hu. I'll be exploring the world of crystals, energy healing, spirit guides, and more to help you understand how they can unlock your potential. These concepts have helped me discover my purpose and my truth, and I can't wait to hear how they will inspire you. I'll show you how they can be accessible and powerful tools in your life. What is the dark night of the soul? I find that it's a difficult time that you go through, and it could happen a couple times in your life. It's a time when you really feel like the rug is pulled from underneath you and that you're really hitting rock bottom. It could be, you lost a job, someone that you love, but it's really an opportunity for you to transform. It is something that you're supposed to learn. It is a tough lesson, but turns into something so beautiful because it allows you to redirect your life in a way that is more meaningful and a way that is more aligned to your soul's purpose. Incredibly powerful. And I know that a lot of people will experience their first maybe dark night of the soul right around their Saturn return, which is in your late 20s. Now, Saturn is the taskmaster. That planet is all about tough love. And if you're not on the right path in your life, then it is definitely going to be pushing you in that direction. Mentally, you're kind of all over the place. You're frazzled, you're confused, you're indecisive. But know that the dark night of the soul, the Saturn return, it doesn't last. Nothing lasts. Good things, bad things. And so always a good reminder that this too shall pass. I know that when I was going through, I'm sure, one of my dark nights of the soul, it was during my Saturn return. I was trying to figure out what I was going to do in my life. I didn't want to stay in my job anymore, and my job at that point was something that I really identified with. And this is just my own experience, and I would not say that it was extremely jarring, but it definitely kind of shook up my reality in terms of, what I thought my life was going to be like, how I was going to live, what I was going to be doing, really just was different from what I had expected for myself, which expectations truly are the worst. And so I went through actually many years of just tons of confusion, self-doubt, insecurity, and just overall confusion of going back and forth. Should I do this? Should I do that? And honestly, it was kind of, as I look back, a battling of what my soul wanted and what my ego was pushing for. And that ego versus self battle was a really, really long time for me. And this is why I do the work now, because you don't need to do it alone. It doesn't have to be as painful as what I went through. At that time, I didn't really have too much guidance. I knew that I was extremely unhappy, but no one really gave me good advice. Everyone's like, well, what else would you do if you didn't do this type of job? And it was just because my reality was very closed off in what I imagined for myself and the people I surrounded myself with as well. And so if you're going through something similar, it could be just really wanting to change careers or feeling trapped in your job, which is a horrible feeling. Just feeling a bit stuck. Maybe you've lost someone close to you. Maybe you've gotten sick. It's whatever story you are experiencing. And each person's story is unique. But something to remember, it's all the same. It's an inflection point, a point of transformation. And definitely if somebody said this to me when I was going through it, I would have rolled my eyes. But this is something that I just need to share with you. In this tough period that you're going through, it is going to teach you some beautiful lessons. It's all about your mindset. And if you're able to slowly over time shift it from, why is this happening to me, to wow, this is happening for me, and to transform that into an experience that is a teaching moment and something that you can share with others in your life, whether it's with friends or something that's more professional in terms of a keynote speech, an article that you write, a book. It is going to be someone else's medicine. The pain, the suffering that you're going through, the indecision, whatever it is going to be someone else's medicine. And it is going to be a powerful transformation point for you. So think about, what is this moment in time showing me? How can I enjoy the process? So often we want to move from point A to point B and not experience the in between. But the in between is life. And I know, definitely for me, sometimes I just want to skip. I just want to go from point A to point B, the beginning to the end. But really, that's not what life is about. There is so much to experience in those in betweens, because that is what life is. It's always about the journey. It's never about the end destination. And if you don't go through all the things that you go through, then you don't appreciate what you get and what you have. So if you're experiencing a dark night of the soul, going through your Saturn return, or just having a tough time in life, know that everything is going to be okay. You're right where you're supposed to be. It may be tough, but it is going to be teaching you something beautiful. Know that everything is happening for you, not to you. I think that's one of the most powerful phrases that I've repeated to myself, and it has just so quickly allowed me to change how I feel in that moment. When I begin to, take a step back and realize, wow, this is happening for my highest good. And so if it's happening for my highest good, my best interest, then what does that mean? We all need a bit of pressure to become what we're meant to become. That stress allows you to become something truly beautiful, just like how a diamond is created and so many other things. So think of yourself as a diamond in the making. And know that you don't have to do this alone. I'm always here for you. You can email me, you can text me at 202-918-3414. I'll also link it in the show notes. And if you're looking for a more supportive community, because maybe you've outgrown your friends or the people around you, let the universe know. Let the universe send you some people that will be helpful, whether it's through an article that you read, a podcast episode that you listen to, or just someone you meet for a coffee. It'll make all the difference in nurturing yourself and being kind to yourself. There is support out there. You are always supported no matter what. Some things that have helped me through my dark night of the soul is journaling, spending time outside. I spent a lot of time outside when I was feeling quite lost. It was almost ridiculous because I had no idea why I wanted to be outside all the time. And looking back, I'm like, oh yeah, I needed grounding energy. I needed to reconnect back to earth, back to my body, back to a more stable frequency, rather frenetic one, kind of, your mind all over the place. And so I invite you to do something grounding, taking a walk, a bath, tending to a green plant that can be helpful as well, eating foods from the earth, really using food as fuel, as nourishment for yourself, and yoga. Yoga was extremely helpful to me, that mindful movement, which I realized after I had, practice for every day for I think a year, that it was truly just moving meditation. So find something that is that moving meditation for you. If sitting in a guided meditation, sitting in meditation is too difficult, it could be art. You could be painting, you could be playing the piano, it could be running, biking. Find something that allows you to get into that meditative state where you're just very focused on the work in front of you. I also started journaling a lot, not only just kind of writing about a typical diary entry of like, this is what happened to me today, but really, taking a moment to reflect and write down my thoughts on, I feel uncomfortable in this way. Why do I feel uncomfortable? Or, when someone mentioned a certain subject to me or a person, I felt really angry. And to be curious and non-judgmental and to write down, what I was feeling. And that really helped me process a lot of stuff too. And there really is no rushing this process because you need the time to figure things out. So just enjoy the ride. Do things that help to raise your vibration. I'll link the Raise Your Vibration episode that I've already previously shared to help you figure out ways that you can kind of lift your mood up. But it's all about processing your feelings, your emotions, because if you don't, they get stuck in your body and your body remembers even if your mind forgets. So truly allow yourself to feel what you are feeling. If you want to scream, if you want to yell, just get it out of your system. Shake it all out with a workout, a run, a boxing class, a Reiki session, whatever it looks like for you. Find something that will help you in your journey in healing yourself, because really the dark night of the soul is allowing you to come back home to yourself, to move inward, to be more reflective, and to be able to step into your power and to let your light shine. If you enjoyed this episode, please share it with a friend that needs it and rate this podcast 5 stars. It would mean so much to me. Referrals are really how people find out about me, whether it's my podcast, the workshops, the programs that I run. So if you know someone that would be interested, thank you in advance for introducing them to my work. And there's always a link at the bottom of the show notes if you want to do a monthly donation in support of this podcast.